give you a scenario. You've just arrived in Tokyo and you're wondering, how do you get around? You've watched hundreds of videos on YouTube about the Tokyo subway, but they all seem to tell you how difficult it is to fathom. So why should you watch this video over all the others? I'm going to give you the no bullshit version and tell you that the Tokyo subway is one of the best subway systems in the world, and you don't need to worry. So without further ado, let's go. So welcome back to my channel, First World Traveller. I am at Ryogoku Station in Tokyo, and it's time to give you 5 things that you need to know before you leave for Tokyo. These are absolute essentials. So, numero uno, number 1, is all about the Japan Rail Pass. First of all, why don't you check out my Japan Rail Pass video where I explain why it may not be the right thing to do to get a Japan Rail Pass. This applies to this video. So, the Tokyo subway is not covered by the Japan Rail Pass, so you're going to have to pay extra to use the Tokyo subway. Yes, there are some Japan Rail lines in the Tokyo area, for example if you want to go to Yokohama or Fuji. However, the reality is the majority of your travel in Tokyo is going to be done on the Tokyo subway, so the Japan Rail Pass will not work. Right, point number 2 is all about apps. There are 2 apps which you need to download before you even think about coming to Tokyo. These are absolute essentials. First one, Hypedia. This is covered in one of my other videos about the Japan Rail Pass. By the way, I'll put that in the description below so you can watch that, and also up the top on the link, just click that. This will give you all the times, durations and costs for Shinkansen and Japan Rail lines, i.e. local lines. This is really useful. The second app is the other one which is next to my head. There are millions of these on Google Play and Apple Store. Basically, it's a Tokyo subway app. This is absolutely brilliant and an absolute lifesaver. I've been in Tokyo for a week now and I would have been dead without it. So this works when you are offline, when you have no Wi-Fi. Simply put in the stations you want to go to and it will tell you the cost, the duration and all the transfers that you need to get. Fantastic. On to point number 3 now. That sign that I just showed you is the metro sign. So getting to a metro station, you can easily identify it by one of those signs. Just be careful you don't get on a Japan Rail line. So point number 3 is about getting a ticket. So it's very simple. Let's go. Okay, behind me are the ticket machines. Now you would have seen this in my Kobe video if you've seen that. Basically they're exactly the same. They're very easy to use. Do not believe people when they say they're not in English or you name it, because they are. Basically all you do is look at the map up there which I'm pointing at. This will give you the cost of where you want to go. Basically, Japan's rail lines like this are based on the length of the trip. Then you go to the machine, select English. It's either on the top left or the top right or somewhere. It's going to be there. So just click that and you know what you're doing. Select the value of the fare and then put your money in and your ticket comes out. It's a very little small ticket, so be careful you don't lose it. That brings me on to point number 4. You don't need to get a ticket, get one of these. It's a PASMO card. It's absolutely brilliant. Basically it's exactly the same as every other type of card that you get in every other kind of city. Let me explain how you get it. So you don't have to ask anyone at a desk or anything for it. You can get it from the same machines that you get the regular tickets from, which is fantastic. It costs 500 yen deposit, which you get back when you return the card. Just a little tip. If you're leaving Tokyo, don't necessarily give the card back then, because you can actually use the PASMO card in other cities, which is great. So return it at the end of your Japan trip. When you put the money in to pay for your PASMO card, this includes the deposit. So for example, if you put 2,000 yen in, that includes 500 yen deposit. The card then comes out of the machine, job done, Bob's your uncle, and you're ready to get on a train, which brings us on to point number 5. It doesn't take a genius, just swipe the card on the thing or put your ticket into the thing as well and you can get on a train. Behind me over there are some drinks machines. You can also use your PASMO card to get drinks at the station, which is a fantastic idea. I'm going to get one because I'm flipping thirsty. Okay, point number 5, the last one is getting the train. Now this is where you need to pay attention, because this is where potentially it can get complicated, and this is where people get confused with the Tokyo subway, and believe me, I did on my first trip. That's the purpose of this video, so you don't get confused yourself. For each station you've got these anti-maps, as always, so just follow them and you know where you're going. Now, there's a reason why I've come to this station and not somewhere like Shinjuku or Shibuya, where I was last night, because it is literally just people everywhere and you need to be able to think on your feet, because you can't stop when you're walking along because people will crash into you. It's just mental. So prepare yourself before you enter a Tokyo subway station, especially the busier ones like Shinjuku and Shibuya. Okay, a train's just arrived behind me. Now, one thing to look out for, which caught me out, on the side of the trains, I can't point, just where my finger is there, is a little red sign on each train. This shows the destination basically. However, on some lines that go to the airport, either Haneda or Narita Airport, some of the trains are express trains, don't stop at every station. So make sure you are getting on the local train, not an express train that goes to the airport. Otherwise you could end up with a problem and miss your stop. Changing trains, look out for them signs up there which show you how far away the line you want is. Now when you go between lines you do have to scan your PASMO card again. This is because in many stations, especially in the downtown area, some lines you have to come out of the station, walk for 5 minutes and then go back down again to the other line. Not in this case because it's only 35 metres away, so happy days. I noticed there as well that every station has the letter of the line and a number, so for example Z14. So if you're having struggles, like I have, understanding the Japanese names for the stations, then just go by the numbers. It's easy. That is a perfect example of what I was talking about. The next train on this platform is the express train. It's not going to the station I want to go to. That's afterwards. So the red ones are generally express trains. The green ones will be the local ones, which more than likely will be the one you're going to. Fantastic. Okay, the green train is a semi-express, so that's not the one either. So you would have to wait sometimes, quite a long time at stations. Ugh, where's my train? Right, the 1202 one is a local one, which is the one I want. The Tokyo Metro can be extremely confusing. I got on the semi-express train in the end, even though the sign said that it would not go to every station. However, an announcement went out afterwards saying it in fact did. So I've got here. Brilliant. So I hope you found this video on how to get the Tokyo subway useful. I wish I'd seen it before I got here. So I did say that the Tokyo subway is really easy, and I stand by that. It is more complicated than other ones, for example Hong Kong, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, I'm sure you'll agree. However, if you do make a mistake, which you're going to, trust me, there's always a way around it. And the biggest misconception is that things are not in English. However, they are. Announcements are in English, signs are in English, people speak English. So if you're thinking that, get that out of your mind. So if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you put a like down the bottom, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment as well. What's your experience of the Tokyo subway? Did you find it easy? Did you find it difficult? Did you have any nightmares? Did you make any mistakes like I did? Now also make sure you check out the rest of my Japan playlist. This includes 2 videos, one about why I did not get a Japan Rail Pass, and also how to get a train, which is basically about the Shinkansen. So, on that note, hope you have a good day. I'll catch you later. It's either on the top left, top right, top, bottom right. As well, what's your experience with the fuck? And the biggest misconception, I believe, why isn't this door opening? Fuck's sake.